Welcome, everybody. Just wanted to remind you that we are recording, so anything that you put in the comments will be seen by others in the replay. Welcome to the Wellness Quarters, where wellness lives. My name is Jill GiGi Austin, and I am just delighted to be your host. The Wellness Universe is absolutely thrilled to bring you this program, this interview series, as part of our Wellness for All programming. We believe that happy, healthy, and healed humans lead to peace globally. So please join us on the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month at 3 p.m. Eastern for this 15-minute session with our members. And what I love about this is they offer insights, practical tools, and actionable advice to really enhance your well-being. This is a pay-what-you-can, donation-based program. It's supported by generous viewers like you. And if you'd like to donate, you can do that now, after we're done, or anytime in the future, using the link that I'll put in the chat. And a special thanks to everyone who has already donated. At the end of the show, you'll see a pop-up to leave a rating and a review. And we are so grateful for you when you do that because it really helps us spread the word. So here goes the link in the chat. So today, I'm really excited to introduce you to Kim Wagner, who we will be talking to about midlife nervous system reset to thrive at 40 and beyond. Kim is a Psych K facilitator, menopause coach, international best-selling author, Reiki master, speaker, and educator. Using her knowledge and extensive training, Kim has become an expert in transforming the perception of stress and replacing limiting or negative subconscious beliefs. And as part of her approach, she's developed a tool to calm the nervous system with ease, and we'll hear more about that today. So joining us from far north Queensland, Australia, here is Kim. Welcome, Kim.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
Yes, it is very early morning for you, so we thank you for joining us for that. Delightful to have you here. So Kim, tell us just a little bit about your journey and how it led to the work that you do.
Oh, absolutely. I lost my parents quite young to cancer. They were both sick at the same time. And what happened was that it made me stop and realize that there's something more to this. So with both parents dying at the same time, different cancers, but I was like, what's going on here? Why is this happening? And so I started delving into things, going down the path that I guess most of us look at. We look at food and those kinds of things. But what I realized was that more of it comes down to the way we think, feel, and experience life, our belief systems, our blueprints, if you will, and they impact our life tremendously. And so over the years, I've obviously gone through modalities to work out what the right fit is. And I've realized that the sweet spot is to work on not only what we do with our body, what we put into our body, but how we live it, how we experience it. And that is now my life's work, is to help people with that, because once we start changing those blueprints, we can change everything, including how our genes are expressed. It's very exciting.
Wow, that sounds like it has a lot of really interesting layers to it, Kim.
It does.
Tell us more about this inflection point. You know, you and I have had a little chat about sort of that midlife period. Why does that seem to be such a special time for this kind of intervention, if you will?
I think that as women, we tend to almost give ourselves away for the majority of our life until we get to the stage where we're at our midlife, and it often coincides with career changes or empty nest syndrome, or we're getting to the stage where our family or our children don't need us quite as much. And I guess we can stop and start reflecting a little bit more. And oftentimes it's when we get to a crossroads where we sort of are trying to work out what's going on, why we're feeling the way we are, why we keep going through the same patterns, perhaps. And often when we get to this stage, it's almost a breaking point where we have to start working out what's going on and how we can work on things. And I find that most of the time around that age, 40-ish and onwards, women do start to question things. And it's very, very powerful.
That makes a lot of sense, and I can definitely relate to that. So just even taking that one step further, specifically around that midlife, as we head into the menopause, tell us a little bit about a program that you're offering that touches on that blueprint that you just mentioned.
Oh, for sure. Yes, I'm just launching today, actually, in about an hour. I'm doing the first class. It's called the Menopause Playbook. And it's a combination of everything. It's a little information about what's going on with our hormones, some hormones 101, literally letting us know why we're feeling the way we are. And it's a bit surprising what's going on in there, but also incorporating all of the things that are important. Things like our mindset, which is a big deal because things are changing. What we eat, how we move, all of the things that we actually need to know in a holistic manner so that we can not only survive through menopause, but thrive. And we're moving into that next layer, the new us. And it's actually a really exciting and empowering time if you understand what's going on and you have the tools, simple tools, everyday things that every woman can do. And it just makes all of the difference because you can start loving and respecting your body and understanding why it's doing what it does, because there's a lot of women going through some really hard times at the moment with menopause.
So for women, of course, that know, okay, ooh, I really could use it. But even as maybe one step before, like, would there be, a sense of how to maybe engage with you a little earlier, in preparation for when things start to change?
Yeah, for sure. Because what we find is that when we start working on these things as early as possible, then the transition is much simpler. So if we have our mindset, if we have all of the issues that we potentially have been carrying for generations, because remember, our belief systems are generational, if we can start working through those things and we get our body working in a manner where it's in the holistic manner where it's in your best interest, then we tend to find that women have an easier time with menopause. They understand what's going on. They trust themselves. They don't fight against what the system is happening inside their body. And I've just found that when I'm working with women that having that in place, it just makes life a lot easier in every aspect, regardless of whether you're going through menopause or not. Once we have the blueprint changed and we are living a life where we're in love with ourselves, as cliche as that sounds, we are in love with that. We understand what's going on and we know that we have the ability to do and be anything that we want. That takes away huge layers. It expresses a lot of genes in a positive way so that we are sailing through things a lot easier.
So it's interesting. It's almost like as I hear you talk, I'm hearing you say, as women, we sort of have this built-in mechanism that really, gets our attention and helps us really, really delve into that blueprint. And if we'd like, we don't even have to wait for that signal. We can prepare for that, or we can
Absolutely.
start working with that blueprint earlier. And I think maybe perhaps as a part of that is this concept that you're talking about. Let's see, what did you call it? The midlife nervous system reset. So I'm wondering, we'd love to just hear a touch more about that, and maybe you could even spend a couple minutes giving us a taste of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we know that with what's going on in the world today, and we're all pushed to our limits. We know that. So our nervous system is often a bit frazzled, and it's very, very important to calm that down because the reality is that the body keeps score. And if we're in that state all the time, we're often in the sympathetic nervous system, so fight and flight, and we're struggling often. So this is a really, really easy tool. Now, there are some instructions, and I will pop them in an email to anyone that wants them. I'll put my details in the chat later on so that you can get hold of them. But what we can do is this, we actually have to do something. So be comfortable wherever you're sitting, crossing your feet or your ankles over, whichever way is most comfortable for you, whatever's natural for you. So just crossing them over at your ankles. With your hands, just cross your wrists over. What we're doing is we're literally getting ourselves in the whole brain state. So the left and the right side of the brain they're becoming a whole brain state. So when we've got those two crossed over, then we just get a little bit comfortable and we close our eyes. Simple. We close our eyes and then we just start feeling into things and we just let the thoughts come and go. It's not a meditation. We're doing it with the key purpose of calming our nervous system. So we close our eyes, just take some nice deep breaths and just slow things down. If it's easier for you, you can listen to the breath, think of the breath. But it's not about pushing things out of the mind. It's about letting things come and go. Because what you'll find in a couple of minutes is everything calms down. You'll automatically start to breathe slower and deeper. And the outside world just starts to fade away. So once we've done that for 5-10 minutes, as long as you can do it comfortably, you'll find that you start getting almost messages. You start getting clear thoughts that are very valuable and really something that's focused on what you need to work on. Or messages to yourself, just about love, life. Now, whilst we're in this state, we can start asking some real questions like, how am I feeling? What makes me happy? Like, what do I want to do? And because the brain is calm, because there's not so much going on, you can actually focus on the questions and you get a real answer, not the answer that you think it should be, not the answer that's related to societal expectations, but what makes you happy, makes you tick and what you want to do. And that's it. It's as simple as that. And when you come out of it, if you have the opportunity, journaling is amazing because we can obviously get things out. The written word is very powerful. And it's really a very easy and fast way to calm the nervous system, even if you only have 2 minutes.
Oh, I feel so calm. I'm kind of prompting myself to get back in here and ask you more questions. That was
It's being in
wonderful.
the
Thank
whole
you.
brain state because we automatically, our nervous system calms, our stress levels come down. It's
Yes.
it's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. We had a comment from Leah that that was an easy, fast reset and she loved it. And I totally agree. That was, wow, I felt it almost from the start when I crossed all the parts there. So what if we want more? Can you give us some links in the chat,
Yeah,
perhaps to
absolutely.
your programs or a way to get in touch with you and find out more?
Absolutely. So I'll just pop in to the chat. I'll pop the link in for my program, which is starting today. So there's that. And if anyone would like a PDF of how to do what I've just talked us through now, they can just pop an email to me and I will send them the PDF so that you can save it and then you can have it there for any time you need it.
That's a wonderful offer. Thank you. Thank you. And listen, we have just another minute. Is there anything else, your last best thought, anything you'd like to say on the topic or say to folks?
Oh, for sure. Look, honestly, we have the capability to do and be pretty much anything that we want. We've got these, like I said, we've got these blueprints. We have these belief systems that are in us, and some of them aren't even from this lifetime. Some of them are from generational beliefs that have come through. We can shift those. We can change those. I see my cats even come in to join us. We can shift and change those. And I can't even express how freeing that is. Once those things are out of the way and we've replaced them with beliefs that are working for us, that are in our best interests, that are based in self-love, every door opens, every single thing gets better. There's nothing that won't get better. And so the fact that we can do that is amazing.
Wow. Thank you so much, Kim. This is Kim Wagner, everybody. Thank you for joining us and for that wonderful exercise and for your generous offers, which we are over in the chat now. So, wow. And everybody who's joining us live and who's watching us in recording, thank you for sharing time, space, and energy with us. Thank you for tuning in. Our next program will be on May 13th, which will be with Julie Goldberg. So we'll get to know her at 3 p.m. Eastern on the Wellness Quarters. So with that, be well, everybody.
Thanks.